Alright, so welcome to my channel very quickly. So today is about floating divs using CSS. Alright, so the first thing to do now is to create a folder on the desktop screen. So right click, come down to new, choose folder. Let's call it floating divs using CSS. Okay, so right inside this folder, I'll create a subfolder, new folder. I'll call it CSS. So this is where I will save my style.css file. So now I want to open this main folder on a text editing software like either Sublime Text or VS Code. So I'll come down here, I'll double click right here very quickly. Just double click right here very quickly and I'll open my Sublime Text, or you can download it and install if you don't have it on your system. So I'll click on File, choose Open Folder, select Desktop very quickly, and select the main folder, Floating Divs in CSS. Select folder, and to appear right at the left corner here. So now to create my index.html. So right click on the main folder and let's save it as index.html. So I'll click on File, Save As, type here as index.html, and make sure you don't click on this one so that it will not save inside the subfolder but in the main folder. So click on Save and write your HTML code. That's for that one. The title of index page, save, Ctrl S to save. And also let's create a style.css. So right click on the folder CSS, choose new file, then Ctrl S or click on File, Save As. So you can see that selected folder CSS. So now write here style.css, then click on Save very quickly. So now what we need to do now is to connect style.css to index.html. So we can do that after the closing title, having a link tag very quickly, a link tag. Alright, then this href here is for us to call this location of the style sheet. So CSS is for that folder name, remember, for that CSS is one that is holding the style.css. So CSS/style.css, then Ctrl S to save. That's okay. So what you need to do before making a website is you can try to test the connection if it's working by adding by calling the body as a select on your style. So say body very quickly, then we can say background color, we can say give it gray, save, then go back to the index, then you can right click, open the folder, open the browser rather, and it should open the browser. You can see now, so that means this gray color indicates that the CSS is well connected to the HTML. So now I can erase this one, delete it, Ctrl S to save, go back to the browser and refresh the browser. That's okay. Now the first thing you need in a website is to have a container that will carry the main website. So open a div, then give it a class called container. Alright, then also you can add a comment to guide you so as to know when you are going beyond this div container. So you can do that, click on selection or edit, come down to comments, you can choose this comment if you want to. Alright, so or I like doing mine like just click here and I use the shortcut Control and slash. Okay, that's Control Shift and slash. Then I can write here end of div or end of container div, stuff like that. Container div. So save. So now let's just put a p tag right here. P tag. Let's write floating divs using CSS. Ctrl S to save. Let's go back now. Let's refresh the browser. That's very cool. It's coming out well. Go back again. Now let us style this container on our style.css. It's a class. Now because it's a class, we use the period sign or the full stop and call the name of the class called container. Alright, then use the background, color. The background color, maybe let's try let's try powder blue. Save. Okay, go back to the browser that was open before and refresh the browser. So you can see that's the background color. So go back again to your style and give it a height. So a height of 450 px. Save. refresh. So that's a height of 450 px. Okay, so also let's place this one at the center. We can come down here and call this p tag. If you want to just the p tag as a selector and say text align center, save, go back, refresh to be at the center. And also let's give it a background color very quickly. So a background color of let's use orange, and a text color of white. Save, go back, refresh. That's very okay. So the next thing to do now is let's try to call in the two divs. So the two divs will stay right within this container div. So we have the first div. Okay, you can call it class first hyphen div, put a comment to be sure to be guided, end of first div. Okay, and also the second div with a class second div, and add a comment to be guided, end of second div. Alright, so right here I'll add some lorem. Lorem are just random text that we use when creating a website. So use lorem, take off this less than sign. That's how you do it on Sublime. So I'll just select the first one, Ctrl+C to copy, then right here I'll paste it, save. Okay, so that's just the way it is. Alright, now let's go back now and refresh it. You can observe now that we have two separate divs here very quickly. So I'll select their colors individually now. So let's start now. So go back, I'll call the first div. Alright, copy it, go to your style, then call it, give it a background color of crimson. Okay, very quickly. Then also let's style the second div. Give it a background color of let's try navy for now. Sorry, the colors may not match. Sorry, let's see. Oops, it's looking so bad. Alright, so we can give it a text color of white. Save. So come down here, color of white, save, then go back, refresh. It's better now. I think I like it like this. So the next thing to do is we want to float both elements together. We want them to float. That means we want the first to start from here to here. That means we to take a width of 50%, and this will take a width of about 50%. Now to float them first is to add the word float left, okay, and also apply it to the second. So float, maybe right or left, doesn't matter, float left or right, still works together. Then go back and you can refresh the browser right here. Now it will not take effect because we have not assigned equal width. Now the width of the container is always 100% by default. So this first div here has to take a width of 50% to enable the second div to stay. So alright, like I was saying, so we need to make sure that this first div has a width of 50%, same as the second div. So we'll go back here now to the style of CSS. So add a width of 50%, and also add it towards the side also to a width of 50%. So save, go back to the browser and refresh the browser. So you can see that both of them are floating left and right. So this is how to float a div left and right using CSS. You can thumbs up and comment, and also subscribe to my channel for more videos, and also you can ask questions on what you want me to make a video on this particular video. Remember, share and like.